He was 16 years old, facing the fastest bowling attack on earth, with a broken nose bleeding down his shirt. That day in Sialkot, 1989, he refused a runner, refused to leave, and hit the next ball from Waqar Yunus for 4. How does a schoolboy stare down Wasim, Waqar, and Imran without flinching? The answer starts in a Mumbai apartment block, with a coach, a coin, and a rule that shaped a genius, and it is not what you think. Ahead. The 6-hour school innings that made Bombay whisper his name, the Perth century that silenced Australia, the desert storm in Sharjah that broke a nation's heart, and moment number 4, the one that nearly ended his career before it truly began. If you love cricket's greatest stories told the way they deserve, subscribe now. New legends every week on Cricket Chronicles. Because before he was a god, he was just a boy with a heavy bat and a country on his shoulders. Chapter 1. Bandra East, Mumbai, the mid-1980s. In a modest housing colony called Sahitya Sahawas, a curly-haired boy is dragged out of bed at 5 in the morning by his older brother Ajit. The boy is short, chubby-cheeked, and stubborn. His name is Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar, born on the 24th of April, 1973, into a family of poets and professors. Cricket was not the family trade. But Ajit sees something the world has not yet seen, and he takes the boy to a man named Ramakant Akrakar at Shivaji Park. Akrakar watches the boy bat for a few minutes, then places a 1 rupee coin on top of the stumps. The rule is simple. If any bowler gets him out, the coin is theirs. If he survives the session, the coin belongs to Sachin. By the time he retires from those childhood nets, he has collected 13 of those coins. He keeps them for the rest of his life. But the sessions in Shivaji Park are only the beginning. Chapter 2, 1988. Sachin is 15. Playing for Sharadashram Vidya Mandir School, he walks in alongside his friend Vinod Kambli in a Harris Shield semi-final against St. Xavier's. What follows is not an innings, it is a rebellion against arithmetic. The two boys put on an unbroken partnership of 664 runs. Sachin makes 326 not out, Kambli makes 349 not out. The opposition captain begs the umpires to end the game. By the next morning, the newspapers in Mumbai carry a name in bold type that will not leave the back pages for the next 24 years. Selectors take notice. Within months, he is playing for Bombay in the Ranji Trophy, and he scores a century on debut. He is the youngest to do it. He is not yet old enough to shave. Chapter 3. November 1989. Karachi. Sachin Tendulkar, aged 16 years and 205 days, walks out to face Pakistan in his Test debut. Waiting for him are Imran Khan, Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus, and Abdul Qadir, arguably the most fearsome attack in world cricket. He makes 15. He is bowled by Waqar. But it is in the 4th Test at Sialkot that the legend truly begins. Waqar smashes a bouncer into his nose. Blood pours down his shirt. The physio rushes out, offers a retirement. The boy waves him away, wipes the blood, and stays. He finishes with 57 not out and helps save the match. India's captain Krishnamachari Srikanth would later say he had never seen courage like it in a teenager. The world was watching now, and moment number 4 was coming. Chapter 4. Perth, February 1992. The Waqar is the fastest, bounciest pitch on the planet. India are being battered by Merv Hughes, Craig McDermott, and Bruce Reed. Batsmen twice his age are ducking, gloving, edging. Sachin, 18 years old, plays what many former Australian cricketers still call the finest century ever scored by a visitor on that ground. 114 runs on concrete against fire. Merv Hughes turns to Alan Border between overs and says, quote, "This little fellow is going to get more runs than you, AB." He was right. But before the runs came the doubt, because a year earlier, a shoulder injury and a run of low scores in England had whispered that maybe, just maybe, the prodigy had peaked too soon. Perth was the answer. Perth was the moment number 4 that nearly slipped away. Chapter 5. Sharjah, April 1998. The desert. Australia versus India in the Coca-Cola Cup. A sandstorm literally stops play. When the dust clears, Sachin walks back in and hits 143 against Shane Warne, McGrath, and Kasparovich. 2 nights later, on his 25th birthday, he does it again. 134. Australia are beaten. Shane Warne famously admits he had nightmares of Sachin dancing down the pitch to him. This is the innings that welded 1 billion people to one man. When Sachin batted, India stopped. Traffic thinned. Weddings paused. Surgeons delayed operations. If he was dismissed early, television sets across the country were switched off because the match for many was already over. Chapter 6. But Genius Carries a Price. In 1999, in the middle of a World Cup match against Kenya, he learns that his father, Professor Ramesh Tendulkar, has died. He flies home for the funeral, then flies back and scores 140 not out, looking up at the sky. Then comes the captaincy that broke him, twice. 2 stints, both unhappy, a team in transition, a match-fixing scandal swirling around Indian cricket at the turn of the millennium. He resigns. He goes back to being the batsman, and he keeps scoring. Tennis elbow in 2004 nearly ends everything. Doctors tell him to consider retirement. He is 31, he fights back again. Chapter 7. The Final Act. Gwalior, February 24, 2010. He becomes the first man in history to score a double century in a one-day international. 200 not out against South Africa. In 2011, in Mumbai, at his home ground, India win the World Cup. His teammates carry him on their shoulders around the Wankhede. Virat Kohli says the immortal line, "He carried the nation for 21 years. It is time we carried him." In November 2013, in his 200th Test match, he walks off the field for the last time and delivers a farewell speech that leaves a stadium of grown men in tears. 100 international centuries, 34,357 international runs, records that may never fall. But numbers were never the point. The point was the boy from Bandra, the coin on the stumps, and the billion dreams he agreed at 16 to carry. If this story moved you, hit subscribe and ring the bell. Every week on Cricket Chronicles, we bring you the legends, the rivalries, and the untold moments that shaped this beautiful game. Next week, the Ashes match that ended in tears at Headingley. You will not want to miss it.